Hi, it's Dave again with DRH Acrylic Creations. Today is Nate's Art Lab collaboration for the month of February. This month Nate has challenged us not to do a style, but instead to try something we've never tried before and explain what our findings are. I'm going to be comparing pouring mediums. I recently, in the last 6 months, discovered that myself and Jessica Winterstrom with Winterstrom Art was happening with cells. She found this pouring medium, actually from pieces of Terra artistry, involving a new combination of paints. So I'm going to spend some time and I'm going to compare and contrast the old pouring medium with the new pouring medium. So my base paint, or the paint that starts and the most important, is my Valspar Ultra HighGloss base C paint. What I used in the past has been Behr 8300 HighGloss Deep Base. And I was having problems with my cells falling apart, and I really couldn't understand it. And Jessica came up with this, or found this from Terra, and she presented it. So I have been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to try it, but this challenge has given me that opportunity. So I'm going to compare this paint combination with this new paint combination, which is the Valspar Ultra and Behr Dynasty in Deep Base. Now, the main difference that I can see between the three, this is a high gloss, this is a high gloss. When we go over the new, this is a high gloss, and this is a semi-gloss. So the difference is, I think, is going to be, this is going to give it more teeth. And hence, because it has more teeth, it may not sink as much or sink at all. So we're going to see today. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to put this together, and we're going to compare and contrast. But first, before you go, if you could hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoy the content, share it with your friends. It really does help. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, here are my three paints. This is the Valspar Ultra. This is the 8300, Behr 8300 Deep Base, and this is the Behr Dynasty Deep Base. Okay, this is semi-gloss, this is high gloss, and that might be part of the issue. Let me show you the consistency of the Valspar. You're going to see that it basically is the consistency, if I had the pigments in it, that I like to see with my paints. Maybe just a tiny thinner, but not much. So that is the Valspar. And that is my base paint. This is what I was using before. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'm gonna move these around just a little bit. There we go. This is the 8300, and it is extremely gloopy. I mean, it is just really just very, very thick. Which is okay for what I'm looking for. I use this paint to thicken this up to consistency, so that when I add my pigments and my tube paints, that it is the right consistency. Now, this is the add-on. It's in between these two. It's thicker, yes, but not quite as gloopy. Not quite as gloopy as the 8300. It really does leave a mound and flattens out in just a few seconds. So this, I think we're going to find that it may be easier to, less problematic to thickening up the paints. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick a quick mixing, so you can see how they look and how they warp, and then I'm going to do a test piece. So I'll be right back. Okay, Okay, this is golden nickel azo yellow, and the reason I'm choosing this is because it's not only is it transparent, it also is a thicker body paint, which is consistent with what Golden offers of their standard tube paints. And I want to show you this consistency. Okay, the consistency is really quite thick. So you will not, it is extremely thick. So I'm gonna make just a little bit of this up. And put not much. The thing about golden paints, they're highly pigmented and you don't need as much. Okay. We'll call that a part. And I will start by making the old recipe first. So both of them start with the Valspar first. I'm going to put down, let's say bring that in frame. Put down 2 parts of the Valspar. That's for the first one, and this for the second. Basically the same amount. Push this aside. Now, I'm going to make the old one first. This is with the Behr 8300. Move it into the frame. And quite glooply, I'm going to start by putting one of the 8300s in and mixing it up. You can see that actually is pretty darn close to what the consistency should be. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to come over and do the same thing over here with the Dynasty. I'm going to put 2 of them in here. So I believe I only put 1 in the other one, so I'm going to stay with that. And because the Dynasty is significantly thinner, I wouldn't call it thin, but it's thinner than the 8300. You can see that's a bit thinner, so I probably should add just a little bit more to bring it to consistency. And that's about right. So let's look at the 2 of them together. They stir. This one actually stirs heavier than this one, but they're about the same. About the same. So that's how the mix happens, and I think the difference is going to be, if there is a difference, it's going to be because this is a semi-gloss and this is a high gloss. So let me put this aside. I'll close everything up and I'll be right back. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a test on this. Over on this side is my old paints, the old recipe, and on this side is my new. So I'm going to do one tile at a time. And my cell activator, that's titanium white, carbon black, mixed with 2.5 parts of Australian Floetrol. So let's get going. I'm going to start with the old first. Now to the new board medium. See how this works. Here's the dry results of yesterday's tiles. Over here on the left is the old corn medium. This is the Behr 300 Valspar Ultra. I got some nice cells. They really did keep their shape. Over here, due to blow issues, I got pretty much the same results. And some really nice cells that stretched out beautifully and really did keep their shape. Now here's the main difference between the two. I don't normally see those tiny cells. Those tiny cells are actually very nice for if you're doing a large piece, you can stretch those beautifully. So my experience is kind of, I like both, but I think I'm going to stick with the new one and see what capabilities it really has with larger pieces. I know that my old does have a tendency to sink when in bigger pieces. So I'm going to do some more work with that, and let's see what I come up with. You'll see coming in the upcoming weeks. Okay, this has been Nate's Art Lab for the month of February, and I have to tell you, if you're interested at all in getting challenges on a monthly basis, having a nice group of people to maybe share with, Nate's Patreon group is actually a very good place to start. So I'd suggest hopping on over to Patreon and checking out what he has to offer. So I want to thank you very much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.